Um, and then
Yeah,
Marco
and I
Silva.
don't understand why they were. What?
Yeah, and then Marco Silva got sent off before the VAR review even took place. I don't even know how. I just saw Kavanagh walk into the screen. Silva said something, he said something back. Silva said something again, and then he just got sent off. He walked to the screen, reviewed, came back. Willian, you're off. And then Mitrovic just grabbed him like he's saying, "Bitch, where you going? I'm talking to you." He got sent off. De Gea had to stop a fight, and it was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and people had the gall to believe that what Bruno did last week was similar to that.
Bruno, Bruno
was
touched. Bruno touched the
Bruno did not
linesman
act
back.
violently towards the referee. He barely touched the man on the back. You know, y'all are just very incredibly biased if that's what you believe happened.
Mm.
You know, but yeah, clear reds all on for everything that happened. I believe that the ref managed this game incredibly well. Sancho, it shouldn't have got to that point, but I'm glad it got to that point because had it not got to that point, I don't know if it would have been as effective in a penalty shootout or extra time.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, all in all, great performance from the lads. I really enjoyed the game today. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't have any complaints. Maybe
I have one.
not make the underdog tour first next time.
I have
But
one
aside
complaint.
from that,
I only have one complaint.
what's the complaint?
You see, I'm convinced there's only one player in that team whose last name begins with M, who's actually reliable, and that's Martinez. Because my God, man, McTominay and Maguire reminded me of a couple of Burton Albion players. Because God, no, they did not look like they were up for this game at all. Harry, I see him wrestling bloody Mitrovic to the floor. Scott, I don't even know what he was doing. He just didn't want the ball at all. He was just in Pereira's back pocket, and that doesn't even make sense because he wasn't even marking him. I mean, those are two players that definitely can't be at this club next season. Because one, Harry is still an international, one of the England's stalwarts in the back line, so he's gonna want to play. He needs to go for playing time. And Scott, at his age, I think Scott's about 25, 26. He's going to hit the prime of his career. He can't stay on the bench for that. But they're not playing as good players at all.
Yeah, it just makes the question how incredible it is that they're actually doing so well in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
If it's only one man carrying the team or a couple of players carrying the team, it's crazy. I know you can say, oh, it's similar for Man United with Rashford being the main proprietor of goals, but we still have other reliable qualities in the team,
Mm-hmm.
But moving on from him to Arsenal, the Premier League winners of 2022-2023 season have been crowned today. I'm joking, by the way. They have been presumptuously crowned after stamping Palace 4-1. From the get-go, they dominated the game. They didn't have the best chance until about the 28th minute when Bukayo Saka tucked one away. He had finished past the teenage goalkeeper. His defense should have helped him out there, to be honest with you. But it was a great finish. Wilfred Zaha actually got a chance early on to do a bit of damage, but he ended up hitting the post, and by some act of a higher power, and I don't mean Gabriel Jesus, from some act of a higher power, the ball hit Ramsdale on the leg and stayed out. That's the first time I've seen the ball actually stay out after hitting the post and hitting the goalkeeper in the back,
Mm-hmm.
But Jackson, do you think that if City even sniff a draw, on the unlikely chance to be, do you think that Arsenal can hold on for the next 10 games to claim their first Premier League title since, what is it, 1881 or something? I don't know. It's just been a long time.
It's not that long. Oh my. You're talking like the Spurs.
Very long. No. Spurs will have to go back to like 1812 when football was originally created or something like that.
Oh my, but no. Look, I can't trust us. I mean, as a United fan, I don't want City to three-peat and I don't want Liverpool to win. So We're gonna have to take Arsenal for this. But I can't trust them. We thought they would have run away with it by now, but they lost to Everton. They have City to play April 26th, I think it is. They do have Liverpool to play, and Liverpool are hot and cold whenever they're ready, so you don't know what Liverpool you're gonna get. And they do have Bournemouth, Southampton, which you see those teams turning up when they feel like. So a lot of teams go to the Etihad or just see Man City and just play it dead, allow them to play their own football and just move on. But when teams see Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, they get up in their face. They always do that. So I'm not saying it's all gone yet. It's a 5-point lead. Well, 8-point. City have a game in hand. And that could come down really quick. But what day is it today? It's the 19th of March. By this time next month, we should have a clearer picture of who the Premier League champions are.
You think so?
Yeah, by this time next month, because there will just be 1 week until the City-Arsenal game. And by that time, we'll be saying, if City win, maybe they have a chance. If Arsenal win, then they're gone. We don't know. But until then, we'll know who the title is. Hell, United could go on an unbeaten streak, straight wins, and then, everything gets interesting. Arsenal drop a couple points, City drop a couple points. We have a 3-horse race, and everything's just fun.
I love your enthusiasm, by the way. but I don't trust Arsenal either. I know I say that, stay to our Premier League champions, but it's Arsenal, man. They're for those who know the brands, the Arsenal are like Heineken, and Spurs are like Polar Spring. They're two of the biggest bottlers in the world. Spurs is just more of a bigger bottler. You know what I mean? So, I cannot. I don't want them to win. I don't want Manchester City nor Liverpool to win. I want Liverpool to suffer. Oh my days! Just interjecting, Barcelona have just scored in the Clasico in the 90th plus 2 minutes to lead Real Madrid 2-1 after an Asensio goal was disallowed about 8 minutes earlier. You love to see it.
UEFA Lona again.
Alright, but moving on to the next topic of today, and it is Patrick Vieira sacked. Are you kidding me? How are you going to sack one of the most best looking managers in the Premier League? And I don't mean physical. I mean just on the way he plays football. Palace, that is the most unnecessary and reactionary sacking I have ever seen.
Well, I could speak to my boy Parrish about that, but, it's a horrible decision whether you like it or not. And Roy Hodgson's coming to work tomorrow. Just brilliant. I mean, I don't get it, It was ironic because he got sacked on St. Patrick's Day, And, that was the main joke for the whole day. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I know they're technically in a relegation fight because they're 4 points ahead of Southampton, even though they're in 12th, and Southampton are bottom. But sacking Vieira, I just don't see it. There are not really that many good managers out there, unless you're going for a Jesse Marsh, who is available. But apart from that, there are no real good managers out there. But they are going to go for Roy Hodgson. It's a horrible decision. As you see, they don't even have a senior goalkeeper. Bloody Whitworth has to be playing. And the team's going to be suffering for that. Because who knows when he'll get his first Premier League clean sheet. And Palace are going to have to score more than 1 goal a game. And they don't look capable of doing that. So it's a flabbergasting decision, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm still shocked about it. And genuinely, I'm frankly a bit upset because, I really liked him as a manager. He really did amazing stuff at the club, and I wish him all the best for the next turn. But now on to the penultimate topic before we wrap up. Haaland. He's a Blue just like his dad. Has a bigger legacy than his dad already.
His father didn't have a legacy.
Erling Haaland, 8 goals in 2 games, 5 goals equaling Lionel Messi's Champions League record, as well as 3 goals in the FA Cup versus Berlin, that 6-0 fashion, I believe. There's nothing that can stop this kid right now, Jackson. I know you're not really fond of him, but even you have to admit how brilliant he has been this season.
I've seen Zlatan. I'm not impressed by Haaland. I mean, come on. But yeah, no, for real. He's been scoring a lot of goals. He's on 42 for the season. But we've been spoiled when we see Messi and Ronaldo scoring 60 plus goals a season. Lewandowski scoring 60 plus goals. So this is nothing. Nothing. But yeah, 5 goals in the Champions League game. Messi did it without a penalty. Nah. Hat-trick against Burnley. Tell me a Man City striker that doesn't do that. I mean, it's like tradition. It is like tradition. But yeah, he's having a good season. All I'm saying is, don't let the goals fool you. If he doesn't lift the trophy, Wout Weghorst is still a better striker because he's already lifted one. Yeah, that's where it is, man. Come on. I mean, Harry Kane has scored nearly 300 goals for Tottenham, and he has 0 trophies. Wout Weghorst has scored 2 and has 1. Technically, he would be remembered.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're right, but he has 41 goals, and there's still 11 games left in the Premier League. He still has 2 matches in the Champions League. I'm saying that on the basis that they may drop out, as well as having 2 more matches in the FA Cup. If they, so it easily could be 16 matches or 17 matches for the season. We could see the first 60-goal season in a long time. But moving on from him and to the last topic of the day, I know we only have about a minute or so left, so we'll quickly talk on him. Randall Kolomuani, 120 million. Manchester United want to jump in. Yes or no?
That's an absolute no. What the fuck? I mean, come on, bro. To be completely honest with you, I don't watch Bundesliga all that, and I didn't know who Kolomuani was. Saw him at the World Cup. He was played through by Mbappe to win it in the 120th minute, and he absolutely Spurs it. So from that day, it was a no. I don't like this player. He's rubbish. I don't really care what his stats are. Nope. But 120 million. That's just ridiculous. This is a club that couldn't even pay bloody 4 million for Memphis Depay's transfer fee in January. Where the hell are they going to find that? They're just going to kick the carpet and find 200 mil just laying underneath. It's ridiculous.
Maybe, it's United.
It's ridiculous. And plus the new owner isn't in yet. So how do you know that's going to be the allocated amount? You don't know. Even if it's Qatar, you have to watch your spending. RSJR, it doesn't matter. But Kolomuani, I don't even... Like, it's only came up since the takeover. It's been pushed on his side. I don't even think a United sources on the inside actually know who that is.
Alright, fair enough. Well, you heard it here first. Kolomuani is worth at most 4 million, ladies and gentlemen. But with that, we wrap up the GC Sports Transfer Roundup, aka the Savage Slaughterhouse today. Thank you for always listening, for always following us. You can always get to us on GC_sports on Twitter. Jackson, is there anything you want to say before we officially wrap up?
Guys, just hit a follow. Everywhere you can get your podcast, hit a follow. Google Podcast, Spotify, wherever. Just hit a follow. We're getting close to another milestone or whatever. Champs coming up soon, Athletics Championships. So more stories about that. KC usually scoring about 500. I'm kidding, but they always over exaggerate themselves. They have a lot of players in the hospital. Will they be fit enough for champs? Will they be ready? We don't know. How's Calabar looking? How's JC looking? Could they possibly get back to the pinnacle? But we're gonna have a lot of athletics in the coming days and weeks. Champs final days on the 1st of April, so we're gonna have a lot of content for that as well.
Alright, you're here first. Thank you guys again.
Yep, and next is just a teaser, but you guys saw the first article on United striker situation and on Arsenal's midfield. I'm not gonna tell you what position, but I'm gonna talk about Spurs next. I know it's not the manager. It's not the manager, but hey, we'll see you next week. Keep listening.